name of that. Okay, can we continue this? Okay, back
There
right
she
here.
is.
Okay, sorry about that. Long story, and I don't even want to spend the time, but I'm up and running now. Thanks for hanging in there and being patient.
Go ahead.
Joyce, I'm going to let you
Go through it.
off with the introduction if you haven't already.
Thank you, Father, for this meeting right now. May the words that come out of our mouth be received well, and may the meeting go well as possible. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. I'm Joyce Vanderhorst Gamble, president of Camp Curtin Neighborhood United, and I'd like to welcome everybody here. We have several things that are on the plate that need to be addressed and need to be going through in regards to the Hudson building and also to the t-shirts, update on the t-shirts and how they're coming along. I don't have the agenda in front of me, Becky.
Okay. Yeah, and I can't minimize my screen since I'm recording, so I'm actually going to try to pull it up on my phone real quick here.
Okay. Oh, I could do that too. Let's see if I could get this. Oh, I was just in there.
To the newbie in the room, the Cheese Church.
The Cheese Church?
Is that what you said?
No. I said we're working with the Hudson
T-shirt.
Atlas building.
T-shirts.
Okay, t-shirts.
T-shirt. But I like t-shirts better.
I knew what t-shirts are. I was like, cheese church, that must be some local thing that I haven't come across yet.
We should start one. Okay, I'm pulling up the agenda now. 1 second, guys. Okay, so the first point was Joyce's benediction and introduction and specific updates or notes from the president that you wanted to share specifically, Joyce. So
okay. Okay, to bring you up to speed, I did email Maggie Robinson in regards to what's supposed to specifically happen on June 17th with Adam and the media and how they're going to propose to do that to engage in the community. I have as of today, I still have not heard from Megan yet. I could give her a phone call and find out because I'm very much concerned about that.
Okay, and who's Megan?
Megan is I think she's the person that's dealing with the media with Adam.
Okay.
She sent me the letter and
she's
she
an
sent me
employee of the Mighty Group.
Mighty Group. And so they're going to have this somewhat meeting, media engagement with the community on a low level, not too high or not too low, just to get his foot wet, get his picture, I guess out there, and that he's working on the Hudson building and so forth and so on. It's not going to be a big issue, but I just wanted to know if he's going to do it on Facebook. Is he going to do it on his own website? Is he going to just email it to everybody? I don't know how he's working it out, but that was the letter that I emailed to Megan.
Gotcha. Okay, and we'll get to more detail. I know we have a new person joining us here. We'll get to more detail on that specific project, so things start to click. So the next point was we just want to do a real quick introduction. I know we pretty much all know each other, but again, we have someone new, so we just want to do a quick introduction and what our connection is with Camp Curtin. So I'm Beck Joyner, and I am media officer and co-founder with Joyce for Camp Curtin Neighbors United. And Joyce?
He introduced him. I was talking to Grant, and he's
okay, great. All right.
I was talking to him, and I was interested in what he's doing, and he has a good program, and he would like to tell us all about it.
And Basier?
Yeah, Basier Vincent, YPOC, and too many things.
Yes. Grant?
Yeah, Grant Elledge. I'm with Fathering.me, a mentor network for young dads, and I live right at the end of the Camp Curtin neighborhood, technically in Midtown, but it feels pretty much like Camp Curtin.
Excellent. And Miss Tammy?
Tammy Dykes, Vice President of CCNU, local realtor and community investor.
Excellent. So we just wanted to very quickly mention the Community Day. I will take, actually Tammy and I can speak to this as well. It looks like Nelva is not on the call. So we participated in this. This was held at Bethel AME, and they had some vendor booths there and some other things, some other organizations there as well. So it was good. You know, what we're trying to do is trying to do some community outreach, which is the purpose of it, is to really recruit members, let people know who we are and what we are trying to accomplish in Camp Curtin. So we want to continue to do these types of events as they come up, and just try to be as visible as possible, and try to really grow our membership and become a real force in Camp Curtin uptown area, so that you know, we can really shine a spotlight of attention on the issues and the challenges with Camp Curtin and try to make things better. So that was the purpose of that. It was a hot day. But it wasn't terrible. Didn't think about bringing a tent, but that's okay. They're going to have another one in October. So, you know, just so we know, we'll put that on our radar. Hopefully we'll have our t-shirts by then. But I thought, I mean, it was a small turnout, only a handful of people came. It was their first event. They do want to grow and expand their community outreach, but I think that the couple of folks that we did meet were key people who were community activists. So they were good connections to make. And, you know, definitely we got a couple of signups, and they let us know what areas that they were interested in helping with. So Tammy, did you have anything further or any type of feedback you wanted to add for Community Day?
No, that pretty much sums it up. And I think their turnout was not anything to their own fault. There were several events happening that same day. So I think it was what it was. So
yeah, I noticed that too. I think I saw 2 or 3 different little gatherings when I was just driving there. So, and it really speaks to a need. I know this has come up with your organization, Basir, as well, to sort of have like a master community calendar, so we're not competing and that we're joining together and collaborating, because it's possible that some of this stuff could have been joined, and we could have, you know, worked together, because they seem like they were similar events. But that's neither here nor there. It is what it is, and hopefully as we get to know the different groups in Uptown, maybe we can do some outreach and try to make that happen more. Again, so we can sort of, you know, really take advantage of having that larger audience. So help us all. So the next point was, we did want to talk a little bit about the Atlas building, formerly known as the Hudson building. So Grant, just because, you know, you're new here, and I just want to level set you. So we're talking about the big building, I think we mentioned, at the corner of 6th and Maclay. It was purchased by a mighty group. And as you can see, probably by driving by, that they've started demo on that with a very ambitious goal to start to get some tenants in there in 2021. So Joyce and Tammy, if you want to continue to kind of build upon that. Unfortunately, I did not see the email Monday about getting there at 1, and just totally missed that. So sorry about that. So if you want to maybe speak to that a little bit.
I totally missed 2 meetings myself because of short notice, but I thought we had agreed upon every Tuesday at 11, if we were going to have any discussion, that we would have it on Tuesday, but I guess
this was the tour that
yeah, they had a tour. Maybe Brazil.
Mondays.
You there?
Yeah,
were you at the meeting?
No, I wasn't at
it. Yeah, I was there. We got a chance to just walk around, and you know, Adam is still, you know, he's definitely expressing interest in trying to figure out like what that relationship would look like. You know, on my end from YPOC, I do need to kind of understand like, hey, what's the best, you know, we're going to start doing some reach out to try to see like, hey, what does the community want? And that's where, you know, just connecting with you, like what ways do we have to reach outside of ours? Like we'll do some surveys and send out some forms and just try to get some of that information back that we can pull and be that kind of intermediary, so we can be sure that the companies and businesses that get contracted there, we can eventually, the LOI is essentially to have us form a group that manages those types of businesses. So at least on that first floor, they're going to have some offices on the second floor. They have a basement that they're, you know, potentially could also work with to identify, like, say, good the Harris Family Brewery. I know they expressed interest, so to be that kind of intermediary group to help organize and make sure that it stays people like the Harris Family Brewery and Good Brothers Bookstore instead of Starbucks and
Right.
Chicago.
Right, right. We
Yeah.
really want to keep it as hyper local as possible, and serving that community.
On another note, I just wanted to put it out there for the group too, that we also sent our letter of intent on May 20th, and we had a meeting with Adam and we went over it, and we still have not heard anything back yet. But we're still moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah, we're moving forward as engaging in the community with Brazier and trying to get other groups like ourselves involved.
Absolutely. So a lot of work to be done, definitely a work in progress. And it's a lot to get our arms around for sure. And just know that Basir, whatever, you have planned, in terms of needing to disseminate information and also boots on the ground, you can count on us right there with you as Camp Curtin neighbors. We are a small group, and hopefully getting bigger. So, and maybe there's some other groups such as Capital Rebirth or places like that.
I've contacted Mikhail and he hasn't gotten back to me, but we're planning on having tentatively after he's having something on June 26th, which I will be attending, which I've always attended his affairs, and sometime I participated in him when he had the first one, Stop the Violence. I was planning on trying to get a meeting with him, Brazier, myself, and also there's another group, 717, and there's another group, The Bridge.
Okay.
That's what we're working on. Those are the most 4 groups on hand right now that we're thinking about uniting ourselves with in regards to growing and working on this Hudson Atlas.
Collaborating, absolutely. I love it. Okay. All right, great. Anybody have anything further to add to the
just kind of a crossover and promotion, and kind of where all of us should be like engaging next week or the week after next. There's the Juneteenth celebration, and there's several activities with different groups, and I think that's a time where we'll all be out. It'll be the first time we'll all be out, and I think in outdoor ways. We'll be doing some walkthroughs. Elise is going to try to see, I think, if we can even add that to the list. So, so I think that's an opportunity, because I know Corey's there. Very honestly, that's where a lot of my attention to efforts have been the last couple of weeks. So
and
that's
going to be a great time to get out and get mobilized.
Yeah.
We're also partnering with Capital Rebirth, myself and my team, my real estate team, to provide home ownership workshops during the Juneteenth weekend. So, Joyce, if you need any push to get an answer from Michael, let me know.
Okay. All right.
Okay, great.
Is that event?
So that's good. That's wonderful, Tammy.
What was that, Grant?
Where is that? Where is the Juneteenth event?
So they're all over the city, and in particular, the Capital Rebirth Juneteenth event is going to be at the Boys and Girls Club on Berry Hill.
Yeah.
YPOC is having some events at Hurston Manor. Is that correct? As well, Basir?
Yeah, between Hurston Manor, Reservoir Park, we have a walking tour. So I just posted the link. Between us and the bridge, and La Catora, and we're trying to be out here. And then we're trying to support. I think because I know I was just talking to Carl. I know he's doing some things over in the over by the market area. So
Singleton.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it's going to be citywide, but all the ones that are going to be with the bridge and YPOC are posted in there.
Excellent. Thank you for posting that link. Okay. So we're going to just move on to the next item, which was simply just a status check of where we are in terms of CCNU membership. We are still looking for a treasurer. We still need a secretary, and we still need some folks for our board of residents. Treasurer, we actually have a dual board. So we have an executive board where folks can live anywhere in the city, within the city, outside the city, it doesn't really matter. And we have a board of residents, which is really, we're wanting people specifically who live in the Camp Curtin neighborhood. And this is just to ensure, by the way, that board has more power. So we want to ensure that the decisions and the leadership of what occurs in Camp Curtin remains in the hands of the residents who live there versus some other board. So again, I think we're looking for either two or three members of for our board of residents. We did have a couple that really have not been, who said they were interested and have not really been participating. So we're going to assume those folks are out, and so we're looking to replace them. But again, we do need a secretary, and which should be pretty light duties, and we do need a treasurer. So that would be, if you know of anyone, please send them our way. I'm going to try to get information out in the hands of a couple of other folks, and I'm hoping that they can spread the word as well. So that's really all I have to say about membership.
We should talk about like linking up, like I said, because I know like every nonprofit is having those types of challenges. So we should definitely, that should definitely be a topic. Like we can probably, because YPOC is like, we're looking, we're looking for that as well. And maybe if we all combine, maybe we can fund, common people to do that type.
Excellent. Okay. All right. We'll talk offline about that then for sure. So yeah, absolutely. Because we are limited in what we can do, the scope of our projects because of that. So, and then one of the final pieces that I wanted to mention, I got a text from Rob. He was going to speak to a project that he was working on. So I'll just fill you in on that. So we are trying to basically set up a citizens patrol similar to what the Friends of Midtown have. And that is not meant to be a vigilante force. It's meant to be neighbors linking together and really looking for quality of life issues that we can jot down and record and pass those on to the different city officials to help us get them fixed. So that might be streetlights that are out, potholes, vacant lots that are littered, and those really simple things. So simple things that we can do to start to clean up the community and start to instill this sense of pride and that, hey, you know what, it does matter how our streets look. These things do impact people's mental health. If you have vacant lots with garbage, or if you have burned out buildings that are just sitting there for months, that has an impact on how you feel about where you live. So these are the types of issues that, we feel first and foremost should be addressed. So Rob is going to be reaching out to either Blake Lynch or his representative, because they started that citizens liaison, the community liaison positions for the city. I think they have them filled. I don't know if anybody's heard anything lately about them, but I know they were hiring at some point. I would hope they would have them filled by now. So we want to reach out to that person and say, hey, we want to partner up and we want to collaborate. We want to help you do your job, and we're asking for your help and helping us with the community and some of these quality of life issues, because we want people to feel some pride and also feel safe and secure about where they live. So, and it's got to be a two-way street, absolutely. So the second point that I wanted to bring up, and these are all regarding our missions, our 5 pillars, was a front porch project. So I actually had a great conversation with Joanna, who's on our board of residents, and she actually has a charity. She's an executive director for Bridge of Hope, and so she actually thinks that she can help us figure out a way to get some funding for front porch. So, we got together for coffee recently, just had a nice conversation, and I'll be following up with her to, talk to her a little bit about, what can we do? Because, what we've been hearing is, okay, apply for CDBG, apply for RCAP and all these sorts of things. But the reality is that those are extremely competitive funding programs, and we are not likely to be able to compete at that level, unfortunately, because we are a small neighborhood group. Actually, Rhonda May said the same thing, and I'll be reaching out to Rhonda as well, who has that background in how to navigate this whole system and process of getting funding. So, and what's realistic for us, you know, in terms of who can help fund us and what type of dollars can we get from these specific parties or individuals or organizations. So I'm going to continue to work on
I just wanted to add, I just wanted to add really quick that we had a very promising meeting with Commissioner Hartwick. He reached out to me directly and was like, hey, you know, this is a great project. I'd like to get behind you guys. We set up a meeting. We discussed, you know, the possibility of putting us in front of a slew of possible or potential lending partners or funding partners. And unfortunately, that meeting lacked follow through. Right, that meeting lacked follow through. So we're I will attempt again to try to get it back on track, because it did seem promising. However, we can't put our hands in anyone's pockets. We can't force it. So you know, it is what it is.
Right. You know, and I think for this project, that is really the key challenge is there are lots of gatekeepers to all of these organizations, and I can understand why that is. But, you know, without that type of access, the social capital and those community connections and those personal connections, people will just deflect, you know, push us off. So that's a barrier that we have, and we're trying to get through those barriers and just get to folks that really can help us. So, but yeah, thank you for trying to reach out again, Tammy, on that for sure. And again, I'll try to you know, get some FaceTime with Joanna and also with Rhonda as well, and just get their advice. So
I was thinking, Becky, I was thinking, oh, I should raise my hand.
No,
I was thinking what Dream Center did was they sent out, I don't know how they got it, or they were going door to door and they got like a server, or got names and addresses. And we have names and addresses too, of the people in the area. And they did a mailing, like a donation type of thing. Could you give a donation towards we could do the same thing, I was thinking. Because I saw them one day, they were just filling up envelopes, and they had to fund that building that's on State Street, and plus deal with the Dream Center itself on 6th and Seneca.
Right,
And
right.
they're also having they're going to have a block party this Saturday too.
Excellent. Tammy has her hand.
That was some of the ideas, and I know some of the guys that some of the churches around here that need to could give a donation towards us in regards to the Front Porch Project and the Habitat, because they supported us too at one time, in the Housing Authority.
Okay, great. Yeah, those are the folks that we need to reach out to. Tammy?
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, those type of organic actions to gain some kind of financial support are fine, but that's why I recommended Becky to get together some kind of proposal or LOI that we could present to those type of potential lenders, or I keep calling them lenders. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about my other life, but potential funding partners. We should get together a LOI or some type of proposal.
Okay, we'll continue to chip away at that then. And my final piece was regarding Camp Curtin t-shirts. So BB&T, which is now called Truist, has agreed to donate up to $500 for t-shirts. So my plan was to purchase $500 worth of t-shirts, number one, for members of the organization, but also to be able to give those to folks as they join, you know, make a little donation and join the organization, and as a thank you gift. And again, the plan is that when we're out in the community, we're out at community days and different events and things like that, we can, you know, essentially, you know, sell these t-shirts is what we're doing. But really it's a gift in exchange for signing up for Camp Curtin. So we could use that as a small fundraiser just to kind of cover some of our administrative costs that we may have throughout the year. So thank you to BB&T and Truist and Veronica Durham for agreeing to do that for us. I submitted the paperwork that she needed, and including a direct deposit form, and hopefully we'll get that money deposited. I'm not exactly sure what timetable they're on, but we should get that money. As soon as we get it, I'll go ahead and order the t-shirts. And so that is really everything on the agenda. So does anybody have anything else that they want to discuss in the time that we have left, or any additional comments? Okay. All right.
Grant? No, I don't have
Everybody's
anything.
good? Okay.
Thanks for having me.
We absolutely, thank you. We got
Thanks
it all
for
in.
coming.
All right,
Sure.
thanks everybody, and we'll continue to follow up with our points that we brought up offline. So, all right, thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Okay, be safe.
Bye-bye.
God bless. Bye.